what we're working on.
There, and we'll put her back in.
That's the tree thing. It is pretty challenging.
Well, isn't this a valve leaking? I've been looking at it, trying to figure out where it was leaking from. I'm not real sure. Could have been around there, or it could have been up in here. But when the water was turned on, the water was leaking out. So, on a previous camper we had, didn't get flushed out or didn't get blown out real good at the end of the year. A little bit of water sitting in there, froze, bust. This one, whenever you turned the water on, it started leaking back there and we didn't know it. So assuming this is the problem, so we went ahead and ordered one, Amazon, pretty inexpensive. I'm already in trouble because she didn't get to film me putting it on, but it's pretty,
Taking it off.
it's pretty easy. I mean, you got the one, this wire right here actually operates the water flows there. If I go there, that opens the flapper inside. So when you do that, water comes out, goes into the bowl. This is where your water inlet comes from. And the kit even came with a new gasket for the bottom of the toilet. So
That's good.
we'll replace that and we'll put her back in.
That's what we're working on. That's where the leak was. You can tell by the wood. Oh yeah. That's probably much better than it would have been. It's not super pretty, but it gives us the clearance we need. Okay, we are cutting the last piece to fit in there. These are not put down. These are not stuck down. I want to get these back ones in to make sure we've got enough room here. And then we've got a panel that I popped out. Okay. Yes, so when I pop that all down, and we already had this tile, but look what a great match it is. And since it's on the floor under the toilet, I can't believe it's almost an exact match. Okay, let's get this stuff stuck down. This stuff is a pain.
Are these staples long enough, or they're going to need to be longer than that, right?
Maybe not. I do have a caulk trim that, either caulk or trim, I'm going to put up here. And I push it all the way up. I get that in first. And then I push it up against that wall. Make sure that seam is good. I can adjust this outside. There will be a trim piece here, so I have play on this edge. That's why I wanted to start back here. Plus I will have a caulk trim on that. Okay, are we ready to stick this one down? I'm gonna do the trim ones, and then I'm gonna force the big one to go in where it needs to go. Try not to let the paper tear. You might be thinking about how rough this opening is, but it is under the toilets, the body of the toilet, so it did not have to be a good clean line. Sometimes this is the longest part, is just getting... Now these tiles are a few years old. These were leftover, so that's partly why they are tearing a little easier, is just because they've been in the weather. They've been in the shop out in the heat and the cold, so I'm sure nothing does well out in the heat and the cold. Okay. But I find that when you tear it diagonal instead of pulling it straight, you know, kind of gently working it back and forth, like here, you could pull it on a diagonal over that way. And then back here, it tends to not tear as much. Okay. So, this is going to be tricky, but what I do is I line this up. Hopefully you can see. I'm lining this corner up right here. And so that whole edge, because I want that edge tight. And then I'm also wanting this edge tight, so I can kind of push here, and I can see it's filling in that. And then I'm going to work my way down here. I want to push it into that piece, and then kind of bow it. If I need to bow it a little bit up here, like get it into that. And then I don't want there to be a gap here, so I'm kind of trying to push this too, because the walls have a caulk, so that's where the walls, it's going to be easy to fill a gap there. You can't fill these gaps in the center. Now this one's behind the toilet, so we've got a little leeway to, you know, work with that. But these over here, that's not wanting to stick. Okay, so that back there is not wanting to stick. So I can show you what I'm going to have to do. None of these are sticking there, so the seams are not wanting to stay down. I'm not worried about anything down here, but it's this seam and that piece back there is not staying good. We can tack all of these because this is under the toilet anyway. So really, it's right here where we would notice it. Okay, power was set too strong on that. It broke the corner. I can use caulk. I think this tape that I've got, this caulk tape, between the trim, let's use that side, between the trim and the caulk tape, we might be okay. These are tight quarters too in here. Okay. Because I don't remember how far out that piece comes. It comes a little ways out. And that should all be pretty much under and behind. I think you could probably go in all three of those corners. All four, actually.
I think we need to go all of them.
Oh, no, I just meaning these were, because you're behind the toilet there. Okay. Yeah, when it's real close to the edge, it breaks it. See, that's the seam. It's got problems. I mean, that's good, but that, unless I just can caulk that little seam, that right there. You think that's good? Because.
Okay.
Okay. I think that's going to be good. We'll put the trim on up here. The toilet's going to put a lot of weight down on it, a little bit. Plus, we've got the wall panel to put on there.
most challenging part's going to be getting that tightened. Well, it does slide up and down a little bit, so that'll help. Already installed the gasket, the new gasket on it.
Okay.
Oh. Probably ought not have that in there.
Okay, the toilet, yeah, I was gonna say it's on your left side, but that would be bad. That would. Trying to get it set on those.
I got it on those real easy, but it's on the bolts, but that looks like that's too much gasket material.
Yeah. Like the gasket's too tall.
Yeah, did I pull one off of the old one? I recall pulling the gasket off of the old one, but I don't know if I ought to pull this one out.
I think it's the same thing. And that one.
Yep.
Oh, so nasty. That's scary too.
Yeah.
Okay, could that gasket have gone? Well, you took a gasket off of that one. You took the old gasket off. You had a gasket that was on that, right? And then you took it off and you put that one on.
That's what I can't remember. I don't remember pulling one off.
Yeah, you did.
Okay, we're fixed. We'll find out for sure when we turn the water on.
Get up the tree thing. Hey y'all, I realized the other day when we were out here for this toilet repair, it is right there. I did not get the best footage for you guys. There are days, there are times when it is harder to keep up with Monty and to catch him getting the work done than it is to actually get things filmed and edited. And if you have any idea how hard and how long it takes to get things edited and done to put up on YouTube for you guys, it is pretty challenging. But anyway, we didn't get a lot of smooth, clean, every little step of this toilet repair. You saw bits and pieces of trying to keep up with Monty while he got that fixed, because he had the toilet off. He had the old pump, or is it a pump? Whatever the part was that we bought, whatever that part was, he had the old one off, and he had the new one already on, and he had it done lickety split, and didn't let me know, so I could film it. It is hard to keep up with him, let me tell you, but I try my hardest. What we left off with was, you saw us putting back the wall trim to hide that vent pipe. We went ahead and got it's adhesive caulk to put around the wallboard and the tile. Now, I'm not 100% happy with it. I don't really care for the looks of it. But if there was a leak back there with that toilet again, I think it would work very well because that adhesive is strong. But I'm not sold on whether I'm going to leave that on or whether I'm going to go ahead and pull that off and then just use regular old caulk. But it works for now. It was better to go ahead and let's get the bathroom functioning, let's get it done. That's how all that has worked out. That kind of catches you guys up on the final what we did, and I'm so sorry we didn't get more footage of the toilet repair. Okay guys, thanks for hanging out with us, for following us on this toilet fix, and I hope that it may have helped you guys. If y'all come across a water leak on your toilet, at least it gives you an idea of what to check. The toilet valve. Okay guys, blessings, and we will catch you guys on the next one. Thanks.